let me explain before you start to punch your pain. Nothing but wonders. Hi Denise, how are you? Happy Monday. How's your Monday going, Denise? How's your Monday going, Dr. Jen? Have you guys ever had nothing but bunded cakes before? I got nothing but bunded. Oh, thank you for the alert. I appreciate the gift. Thank you. The alarm. It's the unk alarm. What I gotta do? Press it. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know if the gifts are the same as TikTok. It's probably a little different, but you guys ever not having a great day, y'all? It's always something going on. So I'm gonna tell y'all that I'm debating on leaving transitional housing. I feel like I want to move back into my car to save some money. I want to do it, but then I feel like I don't want to do it because I don't want to move again. I don't want to move again, but I feel like moving back into my car, I'm going to save a lot of money. Because honestly, I'm going to tell you guys, I pay $800 a month to live here. And I'm starting to feel like it's not really worth it. Like, I feel like my money is just going out the window, just being here in transitional housing. Like, I'd rather live in my car and save my freaking money. Like, I'm really thinking about moving out to just save money. Like, the only thing I really do here is sleep here, and I do cook. You know, I utilize the kitchen. That's about the only benefit I get of living here. And yes, living in your car is not the best option, but I think it's a good option for me right now because I'm not getting ahead because I'm giving my money to this place. And not only that, I feel like I'm the landlord. Like, I feel like I am a landlord here. They're telling me that, oh, you got to get the girls in, so the rent is paid. It's just too much responsibility on top of me paying $800 a month. Now, I could see if they were telling me you could pay us $500 or $450. Okay, I could take on those responsibilities, but there's really no incentive for my position in this house, but just extra hassle and extra drama and extra BS. And I don't want anything to do with it anymore. I'm over it. I'd rather live in my car and be in peace and not have to worry about at the end of every month giving my landlord $800 a month. And then you're dealing with a whole bunch of other stuff because all these women that move in, some of them move out, some of them are getting high. Like, if it's time for me to move, it's time for me to move, like, within the next couple of days. Because I'm over this. I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I want to save my money, and me saving my money means I need to move back into my car for a few months. I'll do that. Because all the extra stress that I have on my back living here. And so the guy that's over top of us, like, it's always people over top of us, right? So I'm just the president of this house, which means that I have the highest responsibility in this house to get the girls in. When the girls are coming in, they have to call my phone, and then I have to set up an interview for them, and then we have to see, if the girl's going to be a good fit for the house. But right now it's only me. Another girl is supposed to move in on Wednesday. So I called the landlord, I called the guy. I was like, do we have enough money in our accounts to pay the rent, to pay the bills for the month? Mind you, the mortgage on this house is $3,300 a month. $3,100. I think it's 30. Is it 3,100, 3,200? I think it's 3,100 that we have to pay for this house. So if you have about 5 women here, the rent will be paid, no problem. But we also have something called utilities. You got the hot water, you got the air conditioning that runs all summer. You have just utilities, the heat, the electric, the air. That's already about $500. That has to be paid. So it's me and the one girl here. It's not enough girls here to really make the rent. So I called the guy today that's over top of us, and I told him, I said, listen, do we have enough money to make the mortgage or whatever? So he's like, oh, if you deposit the money that you and the girl are paying today for your rent, you'll make it. And then the girl that's coming in on Wednesday, when she comes in and pays her way, you could put that in there too. Like, every time I call him on Monday and ask about money, they either ignore me, or they can move money around. Like, when I go pay rent, when I go pay money into the bank account, I think that they're stealing people's money. That's what I think is going on. I think they take our money and they move it around, because sometimes when they open up new houses, they say, do you guys want to give this other house a loan? Other houses that don't deserve a loan, because some of those girls in those other houses don't even work. Like, some of these people, they live off of government benefits, and government benefits will pay your rent for a certain amount of time. So when I came here, the girls that were living here, they moved out. And they were telling us, because every house has a savings account and a checking account. So they're like, oh, do you guys want to give a donation to the new house, which was like $1,500? So I'm like, so where's that $1,500? Is that $1,500 coming out of my rent that I've paid since I've been living here since January? If so, I think these people are moving money around within this company, taking girls that pay rent, taking money out of different accounts and moving things around. I don't like that, because I'm only supposed to have money inside this account. So every time on Mondays when we have our meetings, I'm always asking the guys, like the guys that's over top of us, like, yeah, how much is in this account? How much is in that? I'm not no record keeper, but I know how to add up some money and say, okay, you paid your rent, you paid. I just don't want to be responsible for this no more. And I'm over it. I'm over it. So I'm probably going to be moving out of here by tomorrow. And I can stay in my car for a month or two and I'll be fine. If I got to go back to a homeless shelter, I'm not giving money to scammers anymore. Like, this is a freaking scam. And you don't get ahead, like, you'll never get ahead by giving money to someone else. I'm putting money into someone else's pocket, so that's getting me further and further away from the fact that I need my own place. It's getting me further and further away from what I need to do for myself. I'm giving y'all $800 a month. I'm not getting any incentive. There's no incentive for me but stress and bullshit and drama from girls. I gotta be in here being their mom. I gotta be in here and be your mom, because I'm the one. I don't want that stress. I can keep that $800 that I give them every month or whatever we pay weekly. I can keep that money in my pocket and stay in my car and be in peace, being quiet. I can go back to Planet Fitness and take my shower there, and I can go and hunker down and be closer to my job and not have to worry about this drama anymore, because I'm over this. I don't want to live like this anymore. I'm grateful for the opportunity that they took me in, but this transitional housing, if you ever get into this, it comes with a lot of BS that you ain't gonna know until you sit here and watch and listen to people. So I'm just saying, I'm getting out of here. I'm not benefiting anything. They're taking all my money, and I'm not living check to check. I'm not going to live like I paid bills today, and I exhausted through my savings. I had some money in savings. But when you have to pay bills and you have to pay rent constantly, you're taking away. I'm not putting anything back. But I'm also not going to go out there and work another job like a slave. I'm not doing that anymore. I'd rather live in the streets. Some people might say, "Oh, that don't you ain't going to stay out there that long." Like, listen, in the summertime, you can do it. I'm not giving them my money anymore because it's starting to sound like a scam. Every week I ask him, like, how much money is in our accounts? I have to remember things. Everything I have to remember. I'm taking a whole bunch of notes. Girls are calling. They want interviews for the house. Girl, you don't want to stay here. You don't want to stay in none of these houses because I think the people that's over us are running scams. I swear they're stealing our money. I'm very drained watching you. Go ahead. You don't have to watch. Go somewhere else. I'm worried about you living. I could live in my car. I lived in my car before. I lived in my car before for like a month and a half. You know, I lived in my car and I was fine. The sound is going in and out. Yeah, I'm sorry. Give you a discount. Yeah, they're not gonna give you discounts. They just figure the discount is you living here. So I'm over that. They say the discount is us living here, you know, being grateful to be here, which I'm very much grateful to be here, you know, very much grateful. But sis, I'm probably going to go back on the journey and just pack my stuff and just go back because I need to keep my money in my pocket. I'm not going to give money to a landlord. And even when it's time for me to find a place anymore, I'm not going to get an apartment until I know that I can fully be able to pay the rent and still have some extra money. Because if I don't pay the rent and not have any extra money in my life to do stuff I want to do with it, I'm not going to pay no landlord nothing. I will stay homeless and be fine with that. A lot of people are doing it. A lot of people are doing the van life. A lot of people are surviving. And I'm going to be one of those people. You'll never catch me on social media complaining because I'm going to keep my money in my pocket. And for the people that's okay with paying rent, you be okay with that. But I'm going to go back to my car for about maybe 3 or 4 months. I'm going to give it another shot because I'm not in this transitional housing. I'm really starting to see a pattern of the people that's over top of us. They don't never give you they always like pulling wool over your eyes. Like I always ask him and he's always talking real fast. Like, what is our bank account? I asked you for the amount. Send me that amount. What is the problem that the girls are actually paying with money, or it's like, I don't want to be responsible for this anymore. I don't want to be responsible. I'd rather be responsible for my automobile and go to work and keep my money. Go to work and keep my money. I lived in my car before. I'm not afraid. I'm not scared. All I gotta do is lock my doors. You know, all I have to do is lock my doors. That's it. Lock the doors, make sure I'm safe. I will save money on gas because where I will be parking my car every night, I've been there before and nobody is there. And I don't live my life in fear. The fearful thing for me is to continue to pay rent to these people that we don't even know where our money is going. Every time I ask them, I say, hey, send me a screenshot of what's in the savings and what's in the check-ins. They always talking some fast talk. He's like, oh, somebody else is moving in on this date and she's a part of this. Like, listen, boy, at this point, I don't care. I'll pay rent for tomorrow and I'll pay per day and I'm out of here. I'll be back in my car. You guys stay tuned for the content. I'm not doing this no more. I'd rather live in the streets. I can go to Planet Fitness and I can take a shower every day. The only downfall is living in your car. The only downfall is for me is the fact that, yeah, sometimes you live van life, you get tired of sleeping in your car, right? Because my car doesn't have like a bed or anything in it. And some people live the van life and they have a bed in their car, like in the back, like an SUV or something like that. I'm going to make it as comfortable as I possibly can make it, but I'm not giving these people $800 a month anymore with all the responsibility that I have to be responsible for. I'm responsible for getting the girls in the house. I got to take interviews, and the girls on the interview, they telling me their whole life story. They're telling me a whole bunch of stuff that I don't want to hear. Then they come here and say, oh, she's mean. She's a bitch. She's this. It's too much responsibility for no pay. But are you going to work for no money? Is anybody in the stream going to work for no pay? And I still have to provide? It's too much stress. I'd rather be stress free and live in my car and keep my $800 in my bank account. I think that's smart. How much are they charging by the day? They charge $26 a day. So every week we pay, well, we were paying $180 a week. So now we're paying, he said the rent went up to 200 since now it's two girls here. And really that's not cutting no cheese because the rent, the mortgage is $3,100 a month. So it's not really cutting no bread. So I'm trying to figure out with these fast talkers, like the managers, the guys that actually manage these houses. Every time I talk to them about like what's in the accounts, can you screenshot what the money is in those banks? Like I have to keep track of everything because I am the president of the house, but I don't want this responsibility no more. I don't need this. Like I don't need this. I can keep my $800 in my pocket. I have three major bills that I have to pay and I'm responsible for every single month. And the weight that can be lifted off of me, not being responsible for the rent here, like I'm not moving on. I'm not going to be 1 foot out the door to find my own place if I'm giving them $800 a month. That's not going to work for me. I'm tired of the fast talking managers. Every time I ask them about the money, it's always a fast talk. It's always a thing, you know. You save your money, you can purchase land. Yeah, man, I gotta break the cycle. I can't do this no more, man. And I'm not on here crying. I'm just telling y'all, sharing what my journey is gonna be on. I was in my car before, right? I stayed in my car for like 34 days and then I went to a shelter. I can even go back to a shelter and stay there for free. It's a lot of hell in the shelter because I told y'all the shelters are like living in a jail, right? Even though I've never been to jail. But a shelter is no fun. It's no fun in the shelter. So I'm going to stay in my car for like 30 days and see what happens. And then in September, it's going to start getting chilly around October-ish. It's going to start getting chilly or whatever. So, I mean, I'll survive. I'll just go back into the shelter. And by that time, I should have some money saved up. Even if I can go into like an extended stay or something like that. It's just not, living in transitional housing is not where it's at anymore because you're not going to get anywhere because you're literally giving all your money to this house. You know what I'm saying? The people that own this thing that I live in, they are benefiting from us being here. And then they want us to democratically run it. Ran democratically means if this house was filled up with like 5 other women and those 5 women didn't like me and 4 of them said, oh, we don't like you, so we don't think you get along here, we don't think we like you, I would have to pack my bags and leave. But since there's nobody here but me and one girl, they can't, the girls will bully you. They'll bully you. They haven't really bullied me. I'm sure they talked about me and said things, but who cares about what people say? But it's just not, the math ain't mathing for me. I think that the owners, the people that's over top of this, he was telling me, yeah. I was like, so are we going to have enough money in our accounts to make the rent for this month or whatever? We in a new month of August. So he was like, yeah, when y'all put y'all deposit in today, and then when the new lady comes in on Wednesday, you guys will be fine. So just tell the landlord that you are, it's just a whole bunch of BS. And I think he lying. I think they be tapping in, taking money. I swear they taking money, man. I will live in my car and keep my money in my pocket. I'll keep my money in my pocket. I'll go on down to the welfare building, go and get me some food stamps, get me I already have a little gasoline, like a camping stove. I can do this, man. I'll be all right. I'll be fine. Yeah, you have the right to ask questions, but every time I ask a question, it's like they skirting around the answer. You know what I'm saying? The answer is kind of like, he's a fast talker and he's talking a whole bunch of BS that I didn't even ask him. I said, what's our amount of money in my bank account? If it's 3,000, if it's 4,000, if it's 10 cents, let me know what that is. He's like, oh, if you make the deposit today, whatever me and the girl, because today's our meeting, right? So he was like, well, whatever you and the girl are going to deposit today, because we pay our rent on Mondays, right? We get a money order and then I'll take it to the bank sometime next week. He was like, oh, he didn't give me a number. But he said, oh, if you and so-and-so make the deposit of the rent that you're paying today and the new girl comes in on Wednesday, she going to have about $500 something. If you make those deposits, you call the landlord and tell the landlord. I'm not calling the landlord and telling the landlord nothing. What I'm going to tell you is I'm packing my shit up and I'm putting it by that back door and I'm out of here. I'm out. I go back to van life. I've done it before. I've done it before, Jerry. It just sound like a whole bunch of fast talk. And see, the thing is, he don't even know because I'm not gonna tell him. I'm gonna tell I'm gonna tell my roommate today, girl. This is my last day. I said I'll be paying rent, which is for Monday, tomorrow, which is for Tuesday, and then tomorrow when I get out of work at a certain time, I'm gonna come back here and I'm just gonna start putting my stuff back in shelters because look, we not living like this no more. I'd rather keep my $800 in my pockets. I'm not getting nowhere by being here, paying the rent here. You'll be stuck in a dump like this for the rest of your days. I mean, they'll let you stay here as long as you're paying rent. But then you got to put up with the rest of the BS. You got to put up with other girls. If the house is filled up, you're going to have drama. Other houses got girls over there fighting like it's basketball wives. The girls be fighting, all types of stuff. I don't want to live like this no more. Even though it's no drama here, but this is a house that nobody really wants to be in because this is like an older house. So a lot of girls will move in here and then they'll move right out. So it's like it's bull crap. And on top of that, a lot of the girls are addicts. They're recovering addicts. I didn't come here because I was an addict. I came here because I was homeless. So me being amongst other girls who be getting high, like some of the girls get high, they got to do urines. It's just too much. It's too much. And I don't want to live like this no more. I'm grateful for the opportunity, but I'll be even more grateful if I can keep my $800 in my damn pocket. Keep it in my pocket. Do you have a sign or something before you leave? No, I don't have to sign anything. I just got to make sure I pay my rent. Does the $800 include utilities? Girl, no. The $800 do not include utilities. Nope. Well, yeah, it do include utilities. Yeah. The thing I can say is the $800 a month. Well, now it's 800 because it was 180 a week, which was a little bit less, but it does include utilities. But the fact that this house doesn't have the bodies in it is a problem. And the men that are over us, that kind of oversee this house, they're kind of acting like everything's fine. The house ain't going nowhere. You girls just got to get the girls in. That's not my job to get people in this house. The only thing I do is I run the house. I make sure the money gets to the bank. There's no girls here, so there's no rent to be paid. They're cashing in on this new lady that's supposed to move in. And now when she come in, she going to come into the house asking me a whole bunch of questions. Like, I don't get paid for this. I don't have the energy or the mindset to be worried about this anymore. I don't get any incentive. Now I could see if they were saying, hey, since you gonna be the overseer or whatever, your rent can be $500 a month. I could work with that. But $800 for all the extra bull crap I gotta deal with, it's not worth it for me no more. Don't tell everyone. What happens if it's not enough people in the house to make the rent? And what about the mortgage? See, the people that's over it, they're not saying what's going to happen. He's trying to get the money out of us today, and he's trying to bank on the new lady moving in on Wednesday, but she's going to bring almost about $600 to get into the door because you got to pay money to get in or whatever. So he's banking on that, and he's banking on me and her paying our rent today, which me and her together that'll be $400. But utilities and stuff still need to be paid. All utilities added up right now, it's probably about $400 something for us to pay the electric and all that stuff. I might as well go back to my car. Like, it's too much responsibility. And the girl today, I'm going to tell her in the meeting, like, girl, I'm moving out. I said, I'll get my stuff. Periodically, I'll come back here to get some stuff, put my stuff in storage. Do I want to do this again? No. I don't want to do it again, but I'm going to sacrifice to keep some money in my pocket. I don't want to live like this no more. Even if I have to go back to the shelter in September when it starts getting chilly outside, like, I'm going to sacrifice and keep some money in my pocket. I don't want to live like this no more. I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful that I had the opportunity. But when you get in the door, it's a lot of BS with this transitional housing. It's a lot of BS. And when these houses are ran democratically, if this house was filled up with other women and those other women said, we don't like you, we don't like your attitude, we don't like the way you look, we don't like nothing about you, they can team together and ask me to leave, and I would have to leave. So some of these girls, they get into a house, it's girls that don't like them. Women can be very petty, honey, very petty. I'm more of a loner. I be in here on my own, do my own thing. Now people looking at me like, what she got going on? what she got going on in her life that um she don't really conversate with us. She don't really mix in well. This is the stuff that happens in these houses, and there's nothing you could do about it. Like, there's no help. And you call the guys, like, there are people over top of us. There are people, like, there's managers over top of these houses that's in, transitional houses could be in different states. Some states got a lot of them. These places are all over the place. But a lot of people in these houses are on disability. Some of them get Social Security. It's all different types of walks of life. But mainly, a lot of people in these places are in recovery. They came out of rehab, or some of them come out of jail, but they have to have a background with, like, alcohol or drugs. So some people that are homeless, they get into these places because because they say, I'm addicted. That's what I had to do. I had to tell them I was addicted. I'm addicted to you. So you got to lie your way in to get what you need to get, right? To get out the streets and to not be homeless. Sometimes people come into these places and they got to mix in. I don't mix in well with these girls because sometimes they get in the kitchen and they start talking about all the drugs and stuff that they was doing. And I was just like, I just be looking. I was like, yeah, I was alcoholic. That's what I say. I tell them I was an alcoholic. Yeah, it's a lot going on, man. It's a lot going on. The only thing I would hate about going back to my car was figuring out what I'm going to eat every day. Because now I have to resort back to getting food from, like, the grocery store or whatever. So that's about the only journey that I don't like, the fact that I have to figure out every day when I'm not at work. See, when I go to work, I can go to, like, Sam's Club, get me a big old thing of, like, salmon, and I can make that at my job. Like, they have air fryers and stuff at work. And matter of fact, I can take my air fryer that's here, I'm gonna take that to my job and just put it in there, and I can use that, and I can keep my salmon and stuff, my fish or whatever I'm going to cook at work, because I can go to work and cook a meal just so I can have for dinner or whatever. But this ain't for me no more. And I'm gonna tell my roommate today that, yeah, girl, I'm tapping out, honey. I don't want to move again though. I really don't, but I feel like I need to. I'm not saving no money by being here. I'm not saving no money, child. I went to Nothing But Bundt Cakes yesterday, over the weekend, over my days off. Have you guys ever had Nothing But Bundt Cakes? It's very delightful. So yeah, I think I made the decision. I want to keep my money in my pocket. I can't be giving my money out. And if I gotta be a little uncomfortable in my car, and you already know I have I don't know if y'all know, but I have a mini SUV. So girl, I can fix that bed and go get me a USB cable fan. Right back to the gym. Go. I already got my Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness is already there, honey. Planet Fitness is in effect. I already still have my Planet Fitness membership. Y'all gonna see me back on the treadmill. So yeah, I made the decision. I'm just gonna probably pay rent for tomorrow, and we back off into the wilderness, y'all. Back to van life. But I'm not giving them $800 a month no more. It's not worth it. It wasn't worth it in the beginning either. But I needed a place to stay. But once these girls started moving, see, any house is not strong when you don't have people in here. When you don't have bodies, people with the resources to be able to pay the rent, you're going to have a problem. So that's the problem we're having with the rent and stuff. And the people over top of us acting like, oh, the house is still going to be there. Like, man, I'm not staying here no more. I'd rather go find somewhere, park my car under a tree, and keep my money in my pocket. When I get paid, let it go into the bank account. Let it go into the bank account. As long as I have a job, I can do it. And I'm not bashing nobody that pay rent, pay mortgage. But child, I'm still gonna get the second job. I'm still going to get the second job. I'm still going to get the second job, but I'll just work a second job and live in my car for a while. I can save money. Because if I got to give rent to these people on top of all the other bills that I have to pay, like even y'all see homeless people, like if you see a homeless person, there's tons of homeless people making content, right? There's tons of homeless people that live in their car. The budget is stupid. It's tons of people. That's crazy. $800 a month is actually cheap. If you like, you're not going to find an apartment for $800 a month. You're not even going to find a studio for $800 a month. The $800 a month is not bad if you had a job that you were making probably decent money. See, I would have to get a second job, and I was thinking about getting me a second job at like a grocery store overnight. And I'm still going to do it, but they haven't called me back yet. And I called the manager today to tap in with her, but even if I get the second job, like I'm not going to stay here anymore. I just don't want to. Like I'm over this. This has been a moment in my life, and the moment in my life is I'm over it, you know? The money is not bad if I was making enough money and I had savings. See, one thing about me is when my money I'll start depleting and running through my savings, I got to figure something else out. Yeah, co-living is not it. But the thing is, right now, it's not too bad because it's me and just one girl. And she's 21. So we don't have anything in common. And she's a little on the weird side. You know what I'm saying? She's on all this medication. And, like, she don't really bother me. But last night she called the fire department because she was saying, oh, I smell carbon monoxide, but you can't smell carbon monoxide. But she was saying that she was smelling something in the house. So I was like, well, I said, you have the right to call the police if you feel like something is off inside the house. You have the right. I don't like having a filter on my face. No, the retouch is on. Yeah. The retouch, just the filter. And this is the unfiltered. I like the unfiltered look. But so I'm going back to car living, honey, to save my $800. But she was like, she called the police last night because she said that she was smelling something in the house. So I was like, okay, so what are you smelling? I said, I don't smell gas. But the thing was, I was cooking yesterday. So when I was cooking, I was like, oh my God. I said, but if gas was on, you could smell gas. You can't smell carbon monoxide. But she was saying that she smelled something. So I'm like, what do you smell? She was saying she smelled something burning or whatever. So I'm like, we got up, opened the windows. I called the manager of the house and told him what was going on. I said, she's smelling something. She was just acting very paranoid or whatever. So she ended up calling the police and telling the police, because when you say you smell something in your house, like a gas or something like that, they will send the fire department out. And that's exactly what they did. They sent the fire department, an ambulance came, and the police department was here. So I'm looking at her like, I told you I didn't smell nothing, but I did tell her, I said, you have the right to you have the right to call the police or call the fire department, whatever. You have the right to do that. That's everybody's right in America. We can call the police. We can call the fire department if you smell a gas leak or something like that. Which I don't know what she was talking about because I don't know. I said, so she called that. Fire department came out here, came in the house, went up in the attic, went in the basement. Oh, no, we don't smell anything. There's nothing leaking. We don't know what you're talking about. And it's not me. And I'm telling them, I said, it's not coming from me. It's coming from this girl. She was being paranoid last night, whatever. I don't know if she's doing drugs. I don't know what's going on. But stuff like that, when you live in transitional housing, these are the type of things that you're going to go through. Psychopathic people living with you. And I'm not saying necessarily her, but what she did last night was kind of crazy. Because I told her, I said, I didn't smell anything. I said, carbon monoxide, you won't smell that. She was saying, well, I smell something. I said, well, it's not carbon monoxide because you can't smell that. It's not gas because you can smell gas. So you're saying something was burning? I didn't smell anything burning. I said, well, you were in your room smoking a vape. So I said, maybe the vape went on the fire thing on the wall that had beeped last night, but it only beeped for like 4 seconds. It went off, and she was all like paranoid, thinking that something was going on. So she calls the fire department. The fire department comes out here. They're like, okay, we don't find anything. And so I'm just looking at him like, are you going to charge us for it? Like, do we get charged for this? Because sometimes the fire department, they charge you for certain things. So I was like, are we going to get charged for this? Because that would be something else that we have to worry about paying for. Like, we're responsible for all the bills in this house. So I was annoyed by that. So after they left, she was like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry." I said, "No, if you felt like something was off, you have the right to call the police or the fire department. That's what they get paid for. They come out to whatever, even if they don't find anything. This is their job. This is what they do." So she was like, "Oh, are you mad at me?" I was a little annoyed, but I kept it to myself. I told her, I said, "Oh, I'm okay. It's okay." I was a little annoyed, but whatever. I'm just tired of living like this because that was the first time she did that. And really, it's just me and her here right now. And it's supposed to be another new lady coming in on Wednesday. I don't want to do this again. The new lady going to come in asking me a billion questions. Like the meetings that we have, nobody really like tap in. Nobody's really trying to learn any of this stuff. Like they try to put everything on me. I'm tired of that. The paperwork we have to, the girl coming here, the girl that called the cops last night, she don't even know how to fill out a money order. I said, "You don't know how to fill out a money order?" I said, "Look at the money order. It has name and it has address. And it says pay to on one side. And that says pay to. And then you put the address of the person you're paying the money order to on one side, which is the left side. So the right side is your information, your name, who the money order is coming from. You put your information there, and then you put your address on there. That's how you fill out a money order. These women in these houses, they don't know how to fill out a check. They don't know how to fill out a money order. I said, "You ain't never filled out a money order before?" She was like, "No." I was like, "I just don't want to be responsible no more. I don't have it in my head. I don't have a headspace." Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I took the filter off, and the filter wasn't even on, to be honest. The meth lab in the basement. Maybe it is a meth lab down there. You think? How long can I do it? How long can I do what? How long can I do what? How long can I stay in transitional housing? I can stay here as long as I want to. As long as I'm paying the bills and as long as I'm following the rules of the house, I can stay here as long as I want. But I'm just over it. I'm responsible for so much here, and we don't get paid. They're not knocking nothing off my rent, so why should I do it? I could just go stay in my car. I'm not being ungrateful or anything, but back to the SUV I go. That's why I'm glad I always told y'all when I first moved in that I'm not bringing a lot of stuff here. Remember I told y'all that? I'm not bringing a lot of stuff here. Yep, I'm going back to my car. But they know how to smoke crack. You're right. They know how to smoke crack. They know how to smoke meth. They know how to sleep with guys and be prostitutes and all that stuff. But I don't judge them. I don't judge anybody because, you know, I have my own life. Like, I've done things in the world. I'm not no perfect person. So I don't sit here and, like, segregate myself from them. But I'm not a drug addict. I'm not even an addict. But when you come in a place like this, you have to mix in, right? So they asked me, "What was your drug of choice?" I said, "Oh, I used to just pop pills." I said I was a pill popper. But sometimes they'll get together and they'll start talking about drug use and, "Oh, I used to smoke crack. I smoke crack, meth, and smoke weed." I'd be like, the stories I be hearing in here, man, they be crazy. And they be on a lot of medication. Like, a lot of them be on antidepressants and all types of stuff. And the one girl, she a young girl. She only 21. She said she started smoking, like, crack when she was, like, 14. I'm just like, 14? And some of them be coming in here and they be young, but they have family support. Like, their families be helping them financially. So they not really stressing for money. I'm stressing for money, but they're not. Because they have families that be having money. Some of these girls come from, and I'm not going to say wealthy families, but some of these girls come from families that have resources. So she'll be like, "I'll just tell my dad to get me an apartment." I was like, "Oh, lucky you." I said, "Oh, lucky you." So yeah, I'm done. They sit around and sometimes when they get together, and mind you, it's just me and the one girl, and she's only 21. She's a white girl. She's not bad. She's pretty cool, but she ain't bad. But when other people come in here, when more women come in, they'll get together and start talking about me when I'm at work. And then I'll come in here one day and they'll start talking about me like a dog, and they be wanting to put me out the house. And then they always come in here like, you're the president. You're the president. I say, girl, I don't care about that title. This house is going down into demolish because there's nobody here to pay. And then once we do interviews, a lot of these women that come through here, they don't have a job. And they want us to take the girls in that don't have a job and say, oh, we'll give them 30 days to find a job. And if they don't have a job in 30 days, then you can get rid of them. Why would we waste our time? When I came in here, I had a job. I had income, so they were happy to see me coming because I had money to bring to the house. When you have these type of houses, you have to have money to have resources to bring to the table. I had resources. They took me in. And then when they took me in, girls started getting high. They started drug testing people and the girls was getting kicked out. Like, this type of environment is freaking insane. But I'm grateful for the time that I spent here. I'm very grateful. I am. I don't want you guys to seem like, see, my phone is dying. I'm doing a whole bunch of talking. I don't want y'all to seem like I'm not grateful. I'm very grateful being here. Very grateful. You could get it registered and put that money in your savings. I can't get rid of my storage because I don't have anywhere to put my stuff. You know, it's better for me to just let this house go because I can save $800 a month. All right, my storage is $150. I'd rather save the $800 than the $150 because when I move out of here, I have to have a place to put the stuff that's in my room. I just think it's a better choice for me to leave. I find no benefit of being here. The only thing I do here is sleep. Like, I sleep here, and sometimes when I'm off, on my off days, I will cook me a nice meal. That's about the only benefit I get from having a house. I don't see the benefit of me giving these people $800 a month anymore. And then on top of that, having other responsibilities that I have to be responsible for other women. If a girl is in her room getting high or she's in there questionable, she's in there doing something weird, I have to go knock on that door and say, hey, Becky, what are you doing in there? I don't want to be responsible for this no more. It's like I'm the mother, like I'm the house mom of the house. I don't want that responsibility no more. On top of not getting no discount in rent. Man, you want me to be the house mom? Okay, I'm only paying $500 a month. That's it. If that, maybe $450. But, child, I think I made my decision. Yeah, they still, I haven't, the good thing is about the stealing, I haven't had any situations with me that someone stole anything from me. Because I told y'all before, I don't bring anything here of any value. You know what I'm saying? If they take something, what they going to take? A t-shirt, a pair of shoes? Like, they not taking nothing of any value because I don't bring anything here of any value for them to take. You know what I'm saying? I gotta charge my phone. My phone is dying. So, yeah, I'm going to be packing my bags, girl. I'm going to keep my money. He going to be shocked, too. He going to be like, you're leaving? They're going to try to talk me out of it, but I said, nah, yeah, I'm leaving. There's no benefit here. It's like a dead end. It's like a dead end for me. I'm grateful to be here, though. Like, I'm not sitting here like I'm not grateful for the opportunity and everything, but I don't see the benefit of me staying here any longer. Yeah, I'm going to be upset. I'm going to be mad that I can't wake up and do my coffee and all that stuff. But I can make coffee in my car somehow. We're going to make it work, baby. When you homeless and you got to be back on the streets or something like that, you're going to find a way. You're going to find a way. I already got my gym membership. All I need is a Planet Fitness membership. That's all I need. That's all I need. All I need is the Planet Fitness. I can save that way. I mean, I don't want to go back, but I feel like I need to because I'll save $800 a month. By going back to my car, I'll save $800 a month. And not only that, I'll save a lot of money on my gas because I don't really have to pay. What the heck? I don't have to pay the high gas anymore because my job, this house is far away from my job. Like, it's far. I travel far to get to work every day. A lot of things will change. I'm not sitting here saying it's going to be like perfect and stuff. I'm in New Jersey. I remember there was a time that I used to not tell people where I'm at, but I'm in New Jersey and I'm in transitional housing and I'm debating. And I think I made my decision already that I am going to leave. So I think it's a smart choice for me to make because I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere by living here. It's just kind of like a dead end. You know what I mean? It's like a dead end job, you know? It's like a dead end job that you go to, you get what you need to get out of it, and then until you find something better or whatever. Or a dead end relationship. You just leave, right? You leave. I feel like I'm the mother of the house. Like, they put too much responsibility on people, and they don't want. It's just too much. I don't want to be. I don't want to be bothered. It's too much going on, and I'm not anybody's mama. I'm not your mama. Do you have anyone you can trust? You can get you some guidance from. Guidance for what? Well, God guides me. What kind of guidance are you talking about? I'm in New Jersey. You like the weather? Yeah, I do. I like the weather. Okay, so you tell them I don't want to be the president. No, I don't want to be in this house anymore because there's nobody else to take the position. So whoever's here, like if I leave, all the responsibility is going to go to the girl. And she'll probably end up leaving too because she was already saying, oh, I'm going to get my mom to get me an apartment. So I was like, oh, lucky you. I said, lucky you. I can't come to Texas. I have a job. I have a job. I got to stay where the money resides. I work. Becky is with 5 other men. She always be talking about her relationships. She tells me about her men, you know. I just be telling her because she's young. I was like, girl, you better be careful with these guys you be talking about. She was like, I slept over this guy's house last night. I said, well, you live in this place. I said, they should be helping you with something. I said, you shouldn't be giving your body to somebody that's not helping you with your life. He should be helping you with something, girl. You can share your plans to leave the house with sometimes other people offer different valuable perspectives. No, I don't really there's nobody in this housing that I can trust, right? I got to figure it out on my own like I've been figuring out for the last 2 years. You know, the last 2 years and a half that I've been in transitional housing, I lived in my car before, so I can do it. There's a lot of information online. There's tons of people living in their cars, just doing what they got to do to survive. And if I can save money, if I can save $800 per month instead of just giving it to a landlord here to pay the rent of a house that's already failing, like it's already failing because it doesn't have the bodies in it. And then he's making me responsible. Like I have girls that call me and say, oh, I want to get an interview for your house. They call me while I'm at work. You gotta, like, I don't take the phone call. Heck no. I'm sick of that. I'm tired of my phone going off. Please take my name off the website thing. I'd rather be homeless than deal with this anymore. I would rather be in my car. That's my decision. I don't want the responsibility. Yeah, I'm praying too. I mean, something will. It's just still taking time. Like, I don't want anybody to feel sorry for me because guess what? I don't feel sorry for me. I don't feel sorry for me. I probably felt a little sorry for me in the beginning of this transition, but I don't feel sorry for me. I don't feel sorry for me. He's not really the landlord. Like, this is a program. So this is a program that's been around for a long time. So this has been in business for a long time. And I'm not bashing the company. I'm just talking about the managers, the people that's over us, like the overseer guys. They don't live here or anything like that. But anything that goes on, we have to communicate with them. We have to let them know the rent was paid or I made a deposit. But me personally, I'm thinking that they're playing with our money. You know what I'm saying? That's money that we get to go to work every day and we have to make the money and we pay our rent here. But if there's no girls that's coming in to make the rent, then that's the problem. If there's no girls to come here to make the rent, that's a problem. And I don't want to have that responsibility over me anymore. I'd rather live on the street, and I'm not going to be on the streets. I'll be in my car. But if I just think about it like this, I've done it before. Every day, I work 5 days a week. I work full-time, 8-hour days. I'm at work for 8 hours. I'm sitting in air conditioning. I can eat my dinner there. The only time I need to come back to this house is to come and go to sleep and wake up and do the same thing the next morning. I'm not bashing the company. I thank you for the opportunity, but I'm not saving any money by doing this. And I don't want to work a second job, to be honest. Because I'm going to be so tired. I'm still going to get a second job, but I don't want to right now. It's too freaking much. Everything that I go through and things that I go through in my personal life, my family life and stuff like that, which I don't even talk about on here no more, but it's a lot going on inside my head, child. A lot. And if I could save $800 a month, I'm going to do so. I'm gonna save $800 a month because it's not, to me, it's not worth it anymore. It's too much responsibility. They're not giving me any incentive. I get nothing. And I'll be upset because I started my yoga stuff here and stuff like that. But, you know, I could go back to the gym, Planet Fitness, and do my thing there. I could do my yoga in the park. Like, I can find some really amazing spots. Y'all going to see a lot of outdoor stuff because that's where I'm going to be at. You know, if I'm not at work, I'm going to be sleeping in my car. All I need to do is go to sleep. What you go to sleep from 11 o'clock at night until 5? I get up at like 5 or 6 in the morning. I sleep from like 11 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, all the way till about 6 in the morning. Then I wake up, have my coffee. All I need somewhere to do is rest my head. What I got to pay them $800 to do that for? And then on top of that, y'all know how far I travel to get to work? I travel pretty far to get to work, and I'm paying a lot of money in gas. I could go back to my spot I stayed at before in my car, stay there for 2 months, and save a couple $1,000s, and then figure it out from there. When wintertime comes, I'm going to try to find a home base, whether it be an extended stay or an apartment. It's all in God's timing. Like a shower at the gym. I did it before. Like, this is not something that I'm new to. So I don't want you guys to think that, you know, I'm not new to this. Like, I've done this before. I've lived in shelters. A shelter is still an opportunity. I can go back to the shelter if I want to. You know, so everything is just, I can do this, honey. We can do this, baby. It's possible. Now, the only thing before I didn't like about in the summertime, like being homeless or whatever, it does get hot. And you know, when it's hot, you can't really hang in your car. It's like when you're homeless, there's nowhere to go. You can go to a mall, or you can go, there's places that you can go to hang out. So I don't have to be like sitting out in the park. But me, since I'm an exercise connoisseur and I like working out and active, I'll be back out in the woods. I'll be hiking again. I, you know, find things to do with my time, which again, the only day I need to find to fill my day are the days that I'm off of work. When I stayed in my car and I stayed in this apartment complex that's like 15 minutes away from my job versus right now, I travel, it takes me like an hour to get to work. That's not even worth it for me anymore. It's sucking all my resources up. I'm not trying to have my resources sucked up anymore. I'm going to keep that money. Why do you think there's so many people living van life? If you are a single person, you might not be married, you don't have any children. If people are able to live this free life, I want to be free. This ain't freedom to me, giving him my money. That's not freedom. Not to me. And some people are saying, you know, if you want to be comfortable in your apartment, in your home, good for you. I'm working on trying to get that again for myself. No, I don't want to stay on the road forever. But if I'm going to sacrifice to stay on the road for the next 3 months until it starts getting chilly out here, I'm going to do what I have to do. I'm going to pull my big girl pants up, and y'all going to be on a journey with me. Y'all going to be on a journey with me. Does your job have health benefits? Yeah, I got health benefits. It does. Could you see a therapist? They're very helpful with practical life decisions. I don't need to see a therapist. I mean, I don't know if you're thinking that maybe I'm making a bad decision. I don't really need to see a therapist. So, I mean, a therapist is good, but I don't think I need to talk to a therapist about my decision of going back and live in my car. I guess some people think that people that live in their cars, something's wrong with them. But to me, something's wrong with the person that's giving up all their money to just have a roof over their head. I'm not giving up all my resources anymore. I'd rather have a car and have wheels to get around. I only need a house to sleep at from 10 o'clock at night until 6 o'clock in the morning. I get up early. I'm an early riser. I stay at work for 8 hours a day. I just have a house, or I pay $800 to just come here to sleep and make a meal. I need more than that. Yeah, I guess it's not the norm to, I don't want to be in society. If I don't have to, like, even me having a job, child, I got things that I'm working on so I can eventually work for myself, right? I have things that I'm doing for myself. So I'm into that lifestyle. I'm into the free life. I'm into the wanderlust life. I'm into the road life. I told y'all, if I could live like nomadic introvert, that black girl that she was out in the military or the service, she was in the service, and now she travels the world. She travels from state to state, and she just lives a free life. I want my life to be free. I don't want to be bogged down with paying them money. That's not benefiting me by me giving him $800 a month to live here, and I only just sleep here. Yes, there are benefits to having a place, but most of us, we come home for comfort, and I understand. But I can excuse my comfort for the next 3 months to save some money. It's worth it to me. No, you get over yourself, Jeffrey. And that's why you are blocked, my dear. Don't nobody got time for the trolls. The trolls are always here, but the trolls kind of help me. You know, my goal is to do it that way. Scraping for RV. Yeah, man, people are getting smarter, and I'm not saying people that live in a house are stupid. I'm not calling people dumb. If you can financially afford to pay your mortgage and have some extra wiggle room and have extra money, and it's not stressing your life out, good. Everybody don't have bad money problems. But when I start going through my savings and my savings is tapping on zero, I don't want to live like that. Because if my savings are tapping on zero, something's going to have to change. 800 is a piece of cake. I get a roof over your head. I wish. Keep a roof over your head. I wish. You said 800. 800 is a piece of cake. I know it's a piece of cake, but it's a piece of cake that I'm not willing to pay for anymore. Because that's, you know, they're not taking all my money. And it's not really worth for me living here, because all the other responsibilities that I have to pay for. Okay, the rent is cheap, right? It is cheap. But everything on top of that you have to deal with to live here for $800 a month, and you have to also be like the house manager. I'm like a house manager. I don't want that responsibility. I'd rather keep my 800 and not have to worry about going into a room with a girl that's getting high or somebody that's coming into the house on drugs, and then I have to put them out. Then sometimes they want to cuss you out. They want to try to fight you. They want to call the police. I don't want to live this lifestyle no more. It's too much. It's too much. For 800, it's not worth it. And I can see if they said your rental before. Okay. I don't follow crowds or people. Amen. And then after 3 months, you'll be back to the same situation. Well, that's okay. You just follow the journey. I don't care what people say about my journey. I'm just sharing it. You say what you want to say. I don't care. I'm not living under your roof. You're not paying my bills. So if I want to go back into my car, that is my choice. That's my decision to make. And if people don't like it, or they think I'm stupid, or I'm going to be back, my life is not hurting you. My life is not mixed in or intertwined in your life. Who cares what I do, right? I'm not on here like a lot of these people are on here asking people for donations. Give me some money. I can't pay my gas. I can't pay my storage. Like, I work for a living. I'm trying to find out ways that I could keep money in my pocket, and I share my experience. So if you're not here for the experience, don't come to my channel, because that's what I'm going to talk about. And if you don't like it, I don't care. That's it. That's it, you know. I'm going to make the choice I want to make, and I'm going to live the free balling life, baby. We're going to be free balling and getting healthy while we doing it, because I'm going back to the gym. I still got my gym membership. The whole time I lived here, I've still had my gym membership. It's time. They're not going to be happy about it, but it's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. But I just want to be free. I don't feel so free being in here. I know I'm going to get in my car and I'm going to be uncomfortable, and I'm going to feel like, oh, I need to get out of this. So if I get out of the car, then I'll go back to the shelter and live there for free and save some more money. The last shelter I was in, they only kept me in there for about 2 months. 2 months of not paying rent. And some people say, well, you should have had something. My situation is totally different than me just going out like a regular person and finding. I couldn't even find a landlord that will rent to me because they say that my income is too low. So that's another thing. That's another thing why I'm okay with, I've put in applications for rentals, but if they say I have to have 3 times the rent, one person can't possibly have 3 times the rent, especially if they're not out here having jobs like a nurse or a big time job where you're making good money. Having 3 times the rent is very hard to do when you're like a single person. You know, it's hard. It's very hard. My knees hurt. From being on that yoga mat, my knees are hurting, but that yoga is really doing a great job in my life. But I just share my life, y'all. It's no thing. You know, it's a decision I made, and it's a decision that I'm going to probably stick to. The only thing I don't want to do, like, I don't want to move again. I really don't. I really don't have it in me for another move, but I'm a woman that's going to do what she has to do. You know, I do what I have to do. I don't sit here and cry and scream and tell people, oh, you guys, please donate to my so-and-so. Like, I don't ask anybody for no money. I just live my life. I don't be on here begging or crying about this, crying about that. My life is what it is. This is my life right now. And I know this is not going to be my life forever. It's really not going to be my life forever, but it's my life for now. You know? Life is rough, man. People out here paying high car payments, and people are paying for, you know, I see these houses around here. These people got these cars, and most people are paying car payments and stuff like that. It's hard. It's definitely hard. It's definitely a hard life, and we all out here trying to live as easy lives. We're not trying to make things hard for us, right? We're not trying to make our lives hard. I need some more water. Yeah, we're going to be right in the car with our water. And I'm going to be all right. I'm just taking y'all on a journey, showing y'all, like, listen, the free balling life, I'm going to live it. I got bills to pay. I still have bills. Because I might be homeless, I'm just going to keep my rent to myself. Such is life, honey. It is what it is. A lot of people are going to be doing the same thing in about 5 years. People be doing this stuff every day. People are getting evicted. You know, they can't pay the rent. They can't make the rent. They're in these marriages and relationships. The relationships go awry. They got to move out. Man, I'm okay. I'm okay with living out there. You know, it's not wintertime yet. I could survive. I could survive in my car for about the next maybe 4 months. It's going to probably start getting chilly around like October. It's going to be more chilly around October, so we don't have to worry about it, you know? A lot of people are going to be doing the same thing in 5 years. They just don't know it yet. Some people are doing it now. I'm not the first. I watched this guy on Facebook. His name is Nomad something Syndicate. And there's a whole community of people just living in cars, living in vans, living in shelters, living in campers and everything in these towns, in these different states and everything. And it's amazing. I don't mind living like that, the free balling life. Just live like a hobo, honey. But one thing, I'm going to be a hobo woman. I'm going to be a hobo hillbilly woman, but I'm going to have a job, though. I'm going to have a job, and I'm going to have some money coming in. And my soap business, I can fix that up inside my storage. Fix my little area. I can still sell my soaps in storage. That won't be a problem. That's not going to stop anything. Me going back in my car is not going to stop me with my soap business. I can set my stuff up inside my storage, and I'll be okay. Things will work out, you know? I just don't feel like living here anymore is helping me in any way. I feel like it's holding me back financially, you know? I want no want to work and just take. It's called a scammer. Well, I'm far from a scammer. It's far from a scammer. The trolls have found me, y'all. But I'm going to be okay. I just share the journey. I share the experience. So people want to be here for it. They be here. And if they don't, if they think I'm a scammer, they think I'm something weird. One thing I don't care about is what people think about me, darling. I don't care what they think or what they say. Come on now. What they think or what they say. They're going to be like, the people that's haven't been here in a while, they're going to be like, you back in your car? Some people are like, you back in your car? I'm like, yeah, I'm back in my car. I mean, if I go to my car, I'm probably going to leave tomorrow, but I can still come back here every couple of days to get some of my stuff. But I'll be peaceful in my car. Like it's not peaceful here. It's kind of peaceful here, but I just don't want to pay the rent. That's all. I don't want to pay the rent, and I don't want to be in transitional housing anymore because it's just too much. They're already banking on my rent, talking about if you pay your rent. I said, well, I won't be paying my rent today, so this will be my last day. No meeting, no nothing. No meeting, no nothing, girl. I just don't have it in me to do it anymore. I don't have it in me to stay here another 7 months. It's not going to work out. It's like you got to have two jobs to even survive here, but even in transitional housing, they want you to be available to like do meetings and stuff like that. Like you got to have our meeting every Monday. So I'm like, what if I find a second job? So what if I find a second job in the grocery store and I can't do my meeting every Monday? Then what? Like they want you to have a meeting, and then some of the other girls in the houses. It's just so much drama. It's no drama here because there's no girls here, so it's not too bad. You know what I'm saying? She gonna be shocked. She gonna be shocked at today's meeting. I'm like, girl, I'm moving. I'm just gonna tell her I'm going back with my family. I'm moving back in. I'm telling her I'm moving in with my sister. I'm not gonna tell her my tea. You never tell a person your tea. You know why? Because when you tell people your tea, and I know a troll gonna come here and say, "Why you telling us?" Y'all strangers, I don't know y'all. It's just a social media thing that I do. But I tell my business on social media, and if someone finds it, they just happen to find it. But when you at work or wherever you at in this world, do not tell people your business. Don't tell people what you got planned to do, girl, because it never works out. Don't tell people your business. Like the girl today, when we sit down, I'm like, I'm not paying rent. I'm just gonna give you the $26 and I'm out of here. I'm taking my rent money that they were going to get from me for this week. I'm putting it back in my bank account tomorrow, and I'm just going to be in my car. Like, I'm not staying here another night. I'm not going to tell them anything. I'm just going to pay, and I'm out of here. I'm not doing this anymore. It's too much. It's too much that I'm responsible for. Now, if I just had to pay my rent and not have to be responsible for getting girls into the house and doing all these extra things, I probably wouldn't mind. But the fact that I have to pay the rent, get the girls in, have people calling my phone all day long, asking questions about getting in, how big are the beds. Like, I feel like I'm a hotel. You know, I feel like I'm running a hotel. And I'm not, because I'm not getting any incentive from doing that. So, yeah. I'm going to be moving out, girl. Do I want to go back to my car? No. Do I need to go back to my car? Yeah. Yeah, I do. This isn't something that I wanted to happen, but unfortunately, I have to go where the money resides. Where the money resides, where the money resides, where the money resides, where the money resides, where the money resides. It's going to be all right. I didn't expect this. I thought that I would leave this place into my own place, but I still can leave. Like, I still have caseworkers and counselors that's trying to help me and stuff like that. But again, as I said before, I am not the only homeless person in this state. Like, it's hundreds, if not thousands of people that are homeless. You know, the homeless experience is vast. It's so many people, man. And I feel like the government should be doing something about it, but they're not, because, you know, the government, I don't even want to get into those conversations about what I feel about the state governments and this and that. You got to pay to play, right? You got to pay to play, you got to pay to lay, you got to pay to everything. I don't have a problem with paying, but I want to get to the point where I can afford to, you know, I can afford to be comfortable. When my money start getting funny, I'll live in the street to get my money back to where I need for my money to be. I don't ever want to be in a situation like right now. I need 3 tires on my car. I want to be able to get those tires and not have to worry about paying the rent here. It's either pay the rent here or get the tires. I want to get the tires for my car, because my car, I'm going to live in my car for the next 2 months. I would say I could stay in my car for 2 months. I am going to get bored with it. I'm not going to lie to y'all. It's going to get very boring. But the upside of it is, I'm going to go back to the gym. 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 I'm going to go back to my knees. I actually can join this gym that I really actually want to join. Like I can actually really join a gym that um that has a pool in it. I can go back to this gym that I used to be. But see, I'm already starting to talk crazy because that gym was like $60 a month, and I'm not really trying to spend that kind of money. Planet Fitness is fine. All I need is to take a shower and work out, and I go back to doing that again. And it's very boring. But I'm going to take you guys along on the journey with me of moving back into my car. So stay tuned. Did I think this was going to happen like this? No, I didn't think. But I'm over this, you know. I'm going to pay my rent for one more day, and I'm going to go to work tomorrow. And girl, it's on and popping. I'm out of here. I really thought I would leave here and leave here and go straight into um my apartment or my house or whatever, but sometimes things just derail you. I'm not trying to be with zero money in my bank account because I got to make sure I pay the rent here. Like, I have other bills to pay, and the other bills that I have are more important than me having a roof over my head. A roof over my head can also be a car, and I'll be fine. I'll be fine in my car. I stayed in my car before. Like, this isn't something that I just decided to do, or I just watched a whole bunch of videos and it just looks so easy to do. It just looks easy to live in your car. I hope by now everybody gave me a thumbs up, guys. If you didn't give me a thumbs up, please thumbs up the video. I don't want nobody to come here feeling sorry for me, or I'm fine. We live in a world that's really crazy right now. And guess what? It's not going to get any better. I got other stuff happening inside my head, man. Other stuff that's going on. My head is like, sometimes I feel like my brain is about to explode, man. You get phone calls from people, stuff with family. It's so much. And everybody's going through something. Everybody's going through some kind of battle, some kind of fight, some kind of war. So I go through a war, at least I have some money. At least I have some money. So I'm going to find my camp stove. I'm going to find places that I can cook some food. We're going to figure this out together. We're going to figure this out together. The girl going to be shocked today. And now I have to figure out my mail, which the only mail I get here is whatever mail I get here. I have to change my mailing address. I could send my mail to my sister's house. I'll just tell my sister that I'm sending the mail to her house, and I'll just tell her to hold on to my mail until I'm able to move. I'll just say, I'll make up a lie and say, well, it was a girl in the house opening up my mail. So I'll just say that to her, and I'll ask her, can I use her mailbox? Like, can I use your mail? I'm like, I'll give you $20 a month. I'll give you $20 a month if I could use your mailing address, sister. I don't think she's going to have a problem with that. She'd rather give me the mail than let me live with her. So I would never ask her, can I live? You know, if people ain't offering, they don't want me to live with her. Because somebody was like, can you stay with one of your sisters? I'm like, no. It's good for me to be on my own. You know what I mean? It's good for us to maintain our relationship, for me to be on my own. It's good for me to be on my own. So, but happy Tuesday, y'all. I really didn't think that this was going to happen today when I woke up, but I'm kind of over this. I know I don't want to go back in my car because it's going to be so hot out here. And there was a few times in the summertime, last summer, I stayed in my car for like 34 days, and it was hell because it was hot as hell. So I was outside the car a lot. Like, I can go to places like malls. I can go to libraries. You know, there's local places in towns that I can go into to kind of kick back and relax. But see, a lot of these businesses be knowing that a lot of people are homeless. So they don't be wanting homeless people. And it's like me, most people wouldn't even expect me to be homeless. Like, you wouldn't look at me and say, oh, she's homeless. I don't look like your typical homeless person. Most people that's homeless right now or choosing to live that van life, they're not homeless. They're choosing to live in the streets because they probably trying to save some money. There's nothing wrong with living that lifestyle. Nothing. So don't let nobody fool you. Don't let nobody fool you. That's why I knew, I always said when I first moved in here that I didn't want to get comfortable here. And I didn't. I didn't get comfortable here at all. So on to the next journey of life. And I want you guys to go on the journey with me. I gotta work tomorrow and I gotta move out. So I'm just gonna stay here for one more night. I didn't expect this. I really expected for me to move into my own place, but I'm not saving any money. Why would I stay? Why would you stay in a place where you're not saving any money? And I know some people will call me stupid. Why would you leave? Why would you not have a roof over your head? I haven't had a roof over my head. Before this, I stayed in a shelter. The shelter wasn't bad, but the shelter was filled with a lot of ghetto girls. Like, it was a lot of girls in there trying to fight me. The big girls, the girls that were bigger than me, they tried to bully me around. Like, it almost felt like prison. Yeah, Audrey, I made a decision that I'm going to move out. So you're probably going to have to catch up after this video is over. But I'm making a decision to move out of transitional housing because I'm not paying $800 a month anymore. I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere. You know what I mean? I can keep that $800 in my pocket by staying in my car. By staying in my car, I can save $800 a month, and that's amazing. So I just felt like I needed to make a decision for myself, because I don't believe that the only thing I get out of this house is having a bed to sleep in every night, which is amazing, and having a kitchen to cook my food in. That's about the only benefit that I get from being here, because everything else that I have to be responsible for is when the girls are calling, the girls want interviews. I feel like I am a property manager with no incentive. Like, I don't get any cuts in rent or anything. So I just made a decision today that this is enough's enough for me. Enough is enough for me. I didn't want to do this. This is not something that I wanted to do or planned to do, but it's kind of like a last minute thing. I'm probably going to be moving some stuff out tonight, and then tomorrow finish moving stuff out. And I could keep some of my stuff in one of these rooms, and I could just come back every couple of days to get some more. I don't have a lot of stuff here, so that's a good thing, But yeah, it's time for me to go. And I'm just going to have to sacrifice a lot of stuff. Like, it's time for me to go. I don't know. If I change my mind, I'll let you guys know. But right now, I just feel like I want to save my money. I'm not saving being here. When you got to pay rent, you're not saving. I'm just tired. I'm tired of working and not having anything. I'm not trying to do that no more. People are working their butts off and not seeing anything extra. Like, I read a lady today. She was a lady that worked at a grocery store. She said she hasn't received a raise, and she's been working at that grocery store for like 8 years. She's never gotten a raise, and the company said to her, well, we can't afford to do raises. Billion-dollar companies, billion and million-dollar businesses can't afford to give someone a raise that's been working with them for 8 years. That was sad. There's no respect in the workplace. Like, let's not even start talking about work. There's no respect in the workplace. Like, people are not playing anymore. They're not playing. People are moving if they're able to. I'm not telling people you have families that you should leave your family and live in your van, but if you're a single person and you don't have like the responsibility of having that family unit or whatever, I say live in your car as long as you can live. Save your money. Why are you giving? I ain't giving money to a landlord right now. Nope, it's too much. Too freaking much. I'm trying to find ways to save, and I'm not saving anything by giving them $800 a month to be here. And on top of that, they want to treat me like I'm a property manager. Like, you got to get some girls into that house fast. I said, I don't got to get nobody. I'm going to take my money and put it right in my bank account. How about that? All I have to do at work, all I have to do in this house is go to sleep at night. Go to sleep, take a shower, get up, make some breakfast or make dinner. That's about the only benefit I get out of transitional housing. Everything else that comes with it is something that I'm tired of. I'm tired of interviewing these women. It's the same old song and dance. They get kicked out. They end up getting high. They using drugs. Got to urine test people. They give you attitude. They gang up on you in the business. Like we had the girl that had to leave because she was high. That older woman I told you about. She, when we were telling her that she had to leave because she wouldn't give us a urine, she ended up calling like the people that's over top of us, and the people that were over top of us had the nerve to call us, questioning us of why we were putting the other woman out, why we had to ask her to leave because she was clearly getting high. In these houses, if you have a drug test and it's bad, you have to automatically leave. They'll gang up on you for that. Like they call questioning us. Like you're calling questioning me about someone that was getting high. She was laying up in here with no job and she was getting high. And we end up being the one that, oh, you must be the problem. It's too much. No respect. But he want, and then on top of that, like the managers, every time I ask them for like, what's our bank account stuff, with the bank account, what are the statements in the bank account, he'll tell me, he'll never tell me what the numbers are, but he'll say, oh, if you and her make the deposit today, like I don't got time. I can put my money order that I have for this thing, put it right back in my bank account. I didn't fill it out yet. I'd rather live homeless. I'll probably go find me a tent somewhere. I can stay in a tent, especially when fall season comes. I'll go find me a little area to go live in a tent. Girl, let's go get me a tent and go live in the woods. Some people literally be out here living in tents. So, I don't know, child. We gonna figure it out though. But I'm gonna share the journey with y'all. I'm gonna share the journey because I'm cool with it though. I'm not crying. I'm not going back out in tears like, oh my God, I'm scared. I've lived in my car before, honey. This is not the first go round. I lived in my car. My hair looks fabulous, doesn't it? My curls look fabulous, don't they, darling? Thank you for the, I don't know, somebody was laughing at me. Hey, how you doing? What's up, Miss Green? How's it going today? Happy Tuesday, everybody. I hope everybody gave me a thumbs up by now. Yeah, I've been talking for 62. Is it 62 or 82? I'm going to try to stay on here for 2 hours and then I'm going to get off. But yeah, y'all. And then I get paid. I get money on YouTube, right? But it's not a lot of money. It's not a lot of money, but I'm grateful for YouTube. Like, I'm grateful that I opened up the opportunity for me to be able. Thank you for the gold coin. I appreciate you. I'm glad that I sat and start sharing my journey of transitional housing and everything. I'm glad that I opened up this door. I'm glad. Even though I get tons of trolls and tons of people that are super mean to me, they call me all kind of names, but I don't care. I don't care. When you're confident and you're okay with yourself, everything works out. You know what I mean? Yeah, being in my car again is going to be a boring journey, but it's a journey that I know I can save some money on. You know what I mean? The only downside of staying in my car again is really just the food. I won't have access to cook like I want to, and I'm not going to like that, but you know, I have to do what I have to do. I have to do what I have to do. I'm in New Jersey. I used to not even tell people what state I was in, but I don't really care anymore. I don't really care anymore. It's just a journey, man. Time is going by so fast. I'll be in my car and not even be like, oh my God, I can't believe I moved out. I just don't want to go back to my storage and have to fix everything up again and pack everything away. Like, I'm going to go take a drive tonight when the sun go down because it's kind of hot and humid out there right now. But yeah, I made the decision to go back to my car. I'm going to go live in my car, y'all. Everything will work out. Everything is gonna be alright now. Everything is gonna be alright. I'm tired. I need to take a nap, but my life is chaotic. And it's all my fault. It's all my fault. Everything that's happened in my life is all my fault. I don't blame anyone but myself, you know? I am to blame. But at least I can talk about it, right? Everything is gonna be And my soaps and everything all my soaps and everything are packed up in boxes. So I'm cool with my soaps. When it's time for me to get that, I can start my business. I can run my soap business in my storage container, so I can fix it up in there. That's not going to be a problem at all. But me saving $800 a month and keeping that in my pocket and just focus on paying my car off and paying, car payments, car insurance, everything is super duper high. One thing got to go. One's going to have to go. I'm on the toilet and oh God, what the heck? That is so disgusting. It's so disgusting of you. These weirdo trolls, John. These trolls are weirdos. But yeah, I'm going on a different journey. Welcome to the new journey I'm going on, y'all. I'm going to try to move some stuff out tonight. I just got to move my stuff back to the storage, which is no problem. But did I want to do this? No. Do I need to do this? Yeah, because I'm not paying rent again. We're not doing this again, baby. I've been in my car before. This is not going to be the first time, baby. This is not going to be the first time, baby. Everything is gonna be alright. Everything is gonna be alright now. Everything is gonna be alright. I don't feel no kind of way about it though. Somebody was like, oh, you should get therapy. Talk about it. Like, talk about what? The fact that I want to move in my car? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? They think I'm crazy. I guess they think people crazy that's okay with living in their cars. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful to have a car. Shoot, some people don't even have a car. They making van life illegal. They're making van life illegal. They're making it illegal to live in your car. So, let's see, 60. They're going to be super shocked today. Oh, she's left-handed. Yes, she is. Everything is going to be alright. Everything is going to be... I just can't wait to get settled. And settled means I'm going to get my own place soon. And I wanted to really have my own place in January of 2026, because I was telling y'all, but the year is not over yet, y'all. Don't write me off yet. The year is not over yet. Okay. Hi, Mika. The year is not over yet. The year is still young. Half the year? January, February, March, April, May, June, July. So I think July makes it half a year. I think this makes half a year. I don't want to do this, but I just want to save my money. I want to save my duckaroonies. Some people do different things. Some people have car payments and they give the car back. I'm making the choice of not living here no more. I'm not bashing the place, but there's a lot of downsides to living in transitional housing. A lot of downsides. And I don't want it anymore. I could wash my hair and stuff at the gym, girl. Yeah. Van life, they're starting to make people living in their cars, they're starting to make it like illegal. People still do it. You just have to go under the radar with it. Like, you're not going to be in a Walmart parking lot sleeping unless you have tinted windows in your cars and you could conceal yourself more. But Walmart is not a place that I would go to sleep anyway. Like, I have sleeping spots. You can sleep in an apartment complex. Most of the time, nobody knows or even cares, because people in apartment complexes, they've been working all day. You think they weren't about the car that's parked under? They're not really worried. Most people, I have tinted windows on my car, so it depends on what neighborhood and stuff you go to, but they are trying to make like people living in their cars illegal. If they catch you sleeping in your car, because they know that people are moving into that type of lifestyle because they want to save money. I watch a guy that people have been living like the van life for years. It depends on what kind of climate you live in, whatever your situation is. People travel, like some people just work from home and they could do van life. But everybody has different circumstances. But yeah, they're trying to make it illegal for people to live in their car. They're trying to make it illegal for people to sleep in their car. They're trying to say the cops. I had a cop knock on my door one time. One time I did sleep in like a Walmart parking lot because I had a long day and I just went to sleep. I was tired and stuff like that. So I did go in the parking lot and go to sleep, and the cop did knock on my door. He didn't give me a ticket or anything. I just told him, I was honest. I said, listen, I'm tired. I told him I was homeless, and I was homeless at the time. So I had fell asleep. I think it was like 2 o'clock something in the morning, and I had to actually be to work at 9 a.m. the next day. I went to sleep. The cop knocked on my door, and he was a nice cop, you know. I was like, hi, officer, how you doing? I said, how can I help you? I didn't have my pants on or nothing. It was so freaking hot, but I was so tired. When you tired and you got to go to sleep, your body is going to just start shutting down. So he was a nice cop. He was like, all right. He was like, I'm not going to bother you. But he was like, you know, you shouldn't be sleeping in your car or whatever. So I was like, yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm homeless or whatever. I told him the truth. I said, hey, it is what it is. Some cops will not make a big deal, but some people, depending on what kind of jobs you have, some people don't want to get you in trouble because they know that people are having a hard time with paying bills, paying rent, paying this. Like, it's just too damn expensive, man. I might be homeless for the next 5 years. Who knows? As long as it's the next 5 years, as long as I have a job, I'm cool. As long as I'm making some money, I'm okay, you know? And of course, I have other things in my life going on that's complicated, but I can't let certain things stress me out anymore. I have to make the best decision right now for myself. So whatever people may think or whatever they may say or people that may know me, this is a decision I'm making for myself. Like, I am safe. I can't live my life in fear. I'm not going to live in fear. I'm going to do what I need to do for myself. And yes, I'm going to complain along the way. If I want to, I will come here and I complain. I do what I want. It's my channel. That said, they're trying to make it illegal. But they can't make it illegal because you can't watch everybody in the world. There's so many people in this world. It's so much land. Like, there's so many places that people can go and sleep in their car and be fine. Like, the cops are not, like, a cop is not a security guard. You know what I'm saying? Like, a security guard would be like, Walmart has security now. Like, Walmart actually has somebody in a car, and I don't even think the car, I think it's like an electric car. I don't even think I see a person in that car, but Walmart has a car that goes around and, you know, just check on the, you know, whatever, making sure people ain't doing whatever at Walmart outside in the parking lot or whatever. So Walmart has security. Walmart been had security for like the last few years that I could remember. But they try to crack down on the van life people because they know people are making a lifestyle of living in their cars. Eventually, I'm telling you, eventually Planet Fitness is going to jump on that bandwagon and be like, no, we know a lot of homeless people are coming in here, taking showers. They're just taking a shower. Like, if I go to Planet Fitness, I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to work out. I'm going to utilize my membership, you know. But I wouldn't go to Planet Fitness just to have a Planet Fitness membership just to shower. I'm going to exercise and then I'm going to go take a shower. So I'm not a homeless person that will go to Planet Fitness and just utilize the shower and leave or just hang around all day. Like, Planet Fitness be too busy. You can't just go in there and sit around. It's too much going on. You know, Planet Fitness is full of people that really be in there trying to exercise and work out and stuff like that. But I'm going to go back to Planet Fitness because I have the membership. I've still been paying for it. So might as well utilize that and utilize that massage table and stay about 2 or 3 hours in Planet Fitness. On my days off, stay a little bit longer. You know, when you're homeless and you have to rely on your car to live in, and now it's summertime, it's too hot, nobody's going to stay in a 100-degree car, right? Even if you park your car under a tree, they don't even have trees no more. They cutting down trees because they trying to avoid homeless people from living under a tree. Like, they don't want nobody to live any kind of free life. They want you to be in a brick and mortar, pay the high rent, pay the high mortgage, pay the high this, high that. And I'm not bashing anybody that lives the lifestyle of apartments and houses. There's nothing wrong with that if you can afford it. But just know that a lot of these people that are living in these houses and these apartments are having trouble. They're having trouble. They're not able to make the bills. They're packed up with taxes. People getting put out because they didn't pay their taxes last year or whatever. Taxes are very expensive. Taxes in a house could be a couple $1,000s a year. So it's crazy, man. Sometimes I think, like, I don't know, I might live the rest of my days just here to fro. Like, I don't want to be like, I work in corporate America and I freaking don't like my job. It's not that I don't like the job. I don't like the people. People are mean and nasty. Stuff just turned me off so bad. I don't want to be bothered with people. Being peaceful in my car again and not have to worry about no stupid roommates in transitional living and stuff like that. Man, y'all gonna hear me complaining because I'm like, oh man, I want me a nice meal. I want me some food. And yeah. I'm gonna complain, y'all, because this is what I do on my channel. I talk about my experience. I talk about my experience. I talk about my experience. I'm just trying to save some money. And it's not just my housing. It's so much going on in my life right now. It's just freaking crazy. NYC has this called hostile furniture to prevent the homeless people from sleeping in the streets. They're designed to look modern, but there's nowhere to lay. Some of them have spikes. That's a shame. Listen, a person that's tired, they gonna lay on that sidewalk or they just gonna lay out in the grass. Like, it's sad. Every homeless person is not fighting drug, because the thing is, people are so stupid. They really think that, like, all homeless people are drug addicts. All homeless people are addicts. They're using drugs. They're smoking crack. That's not true. That's not true at all. The benches are curved. The seating is slanted. It's not right. They try to avoid you. But you know what? That's not going to stop nobody. Because people, if they real tired, they could just lay on the grass. I want to go take me a nap. I'm just going to lay out on the grass. What they going to do to me? Tell me you can't lay there? I'll just go. The officer say you can't lay there. I'll be like, okay, officer, go find another place to lay. What, they going to stalk you? Like, are they going to walk behind you and make sure you don't, like, come on. People going to do what they want to do, man. They going to get a tent. They going to find a nice wooded area to go build their tent in. I know a guy right now that I watch. He's a white older guy. He lives, I think he in the Pacific Northwest, somewhere down there. And he's homeless. He's been living in a tent for years. I don't know how he does it in the wintertime, but he lives in a tent. And I watch him. And I'll be like, damn, he's an older guy. There's no help. There's no help. No one's coming to save you. You got to make a way on your own. He do his little YouTube stuff. I don't know if he gets Social Security or I don't know. I don't know what his deal is, but he does YouTube content. He makes pretty good content, but he's homeless. He lives in a shelter. He lives in a tent. The benches are curved. They should take a look at it. It does look modern. That's a shame, But guess what? A homeless person that don't have resources or something, they're going to find a way. So it don't matter what people do. If you tired, you're going to lay right there in that grass. You're going to put your little blanket down there. If I'm tired, I'm going to go to sleep. I don't care what people say. But it's different because some homeless people don't have cars. I have a car, thank God, But it's sad what they try to avoid because you never know when you find yourself in a situation like that. It's crazy. I'm trying to wait till 1:20 and then I'm going to shut this off because I got to go figure out what I'm going to do with all my stuff. I remember I used to watch you when you was in your car. Thanks. They are covering that. I remember when I used to watch you when you were in your car. Thanks to sleep on the grates above the train for heat. They are covering them. Oh man, that's a shame, man. They want people to perish out here. But I give myself grace because I say if you have a car and you're homeless, that's a lot better than being homeless and not having any resources. Then they tell the homeless people to go to shelters, and shelters are filled with a whole bunch of nasty and disgusting staff members. Like, I've been there before. People don't want to go to shelters because the staff members are nasty. They're disgusting. They have nasty attitudes. You're supposed to have some kind of sympathy or care when someone's moving into a shelter. You know what I'm saying? When someone's in a shelter, you don't know what happened. They could have been in domestic violence. Husband could have been knocking them upside their head. Like, you don't never know what somebody's situation is. But everybody's so quick to judge and talk trash. They're so quick to talk about, oh, I know your life. I know you're like, and I could go back to the shelter like, I think October-ish. September, October. I probably just start trying to make my way back to a shelter. I can go back to the shelter. When you go to a shelter, some shelters let you stay a month. Some shelters let you stay for 90 days. Some shelters will let you stay for 2 months. Some shelters will let you stay. But if you're collecting like welfare benefits, they'll let you stay longer. I don't get welfare benefits since I work for a living. They wouldn't let me stay too long. You know what I mean? But they let me stay at the shelter for 2 months. And after 2 months, they told me I had to leave by, let me write this down. They said I had to leave by February 1st. So when I was in the last shelter, the second shelter I was in, I had to leave February 1st of 2026. That's when they told me I had to leave the shelter, the second shelter I was in. So I left in January. I think I left January 9th. So I've been here January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Damn, I didn't know I've been here that long. It's almost been a year. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. August 9th will be 7 months. August 9th will be 7 months that since I've been out of the shelter. So when you're in a shelter and they tell you that you have to leave in 60 days and you can only stay here for like 90 days, you have to leave the shelter because that's what they're telling you. Some shelters only give you a time limit. So I can go back. Since I left the shelter in February, well, they told me to leave in February. I left the shelter in January. And if the shelter give me a time limit and they say you only can stay for 2 months, 3 months or whatever, I only stayed there for 2 months and they said I had to leave by February 1st. Which I don't see how shelters think that a person is going to find shelter and stuff by being in the shelter for 2 months. People got more problems than just, it's a financial thing. Like, it's finances. If people could have a roof over their head, they would. I would love to have a roof over my head, but it's a financial burden. It's finances of money that I don't have. Because if I had the money to pay the rent, to pay the mortgage, I would have it. And I could pay the rest of my utilities. If I could live comfortable, I would love that. But I can't because I don't have the money. So it is what it is. Am I scared? Am I worried? No, I lived in my car before. I told you I lived in my car last summer for 34 days. I lived in my car for 34 days. Then I decided to go to the shelter. I went to the first shelter, which was a mess. It was women. I woke up in the middle of the night. The girl was in the middle of the floor, doped out. She was in the middle of the floor, doped out. I took a picture of her because I wanted to show the staff what was going on. I said, yo, this lady's on dope. Like, she needs to go to a rehab. The shelters be keeping drug addicts. They keep addicts in the shelter for money. Only because of finances. So I've been through it. I'm trying to think when I went there. I'm trying to think back when I went there. So I left that, went there. They told me to leave February. I'm trying to get my timeline of where I was at. I mean, I can go look at my YouTube videos and pretty much tell when I was there and when I left or whatever. But I'm cool, man. I take care of myself again. We going back out into the streets. We going back out into the wilderness, y'all. We going back out. We going to do it again. To save some money. To save $800 a month, I'm going back out there. Thank God you have a car. I'm a woman too. I stayed in the shelter at once, so I'm somewhat understand why you prefer to sleep in your car. Yeah, I mean, I did it before. Am I scared? No, because like the only thing I'm worried about is the car getting hot and stuff like that. Because last summer when I stayed in my car temporarily, when it got really hot, I would get up and turn my air conditioner on. But you know, you can't run your car air all night. You know what I mean? So it was hot sometimes, but I had to suffer. I suffered through it. But this time I'm gonna go to Walmart and I'm gonna get me one of those USB cable fans, and I have my little Jackery. If y'all can see it over there. Y'all see my little Jackery right there? That's my little mini Jackery. I'm going to take that back in my car. You know, I'm going to charge that every day while I'm at work because I can use the work electricity. Utilize what I can. I know how to survive. The only thing I'm not going to like about it again is having to um, get a little sub from Wawa, get something to eat from this place, get some. I'm gonna have to fast a lot. I'm gonna have to learn how to fast when I go back in my car because I don't have access to a refrigerator. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna have to learn how to fast and just eat one meal a day and be in my car that way. That's what we're gonna have to learn how to do. I know how to fast. I fast before, but I gotta just start putting down my plate and just having one meal a day because times is tight. And I'm not saying one meal a day because I can't afford it. If I'm saving $800 a month because I'm not paying rent, I can afford to get food. But we going back down to the welfare building, child. I gotta get my food stamps. I gotta get my food stamps. Y'all gonna be with me on that journey too. So it's a journey, man. You gotta. So it's a journey of survival. I have to survive, and I'm going to survive. So we gonna be all right. I have to survive, and I'm going to survive, and I'm going to be all right. So I'm not afraid. Hello. It's gonna be all right. If you want to see some errors, I see some errors. I'm voice typing. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. But I don't want to leave. Like I really don't want to leave this house. But looking at my finances, I need to leave the house because the guy I told you he's a little flaky with the money. I'm asking him about what are our balances in our bank accounts and everything. He's always like being flaky, like not giving me numbers. When you ask somebody what's in your bank account, you want to hear numbers. You don't want to hear a whole bunch of jibber jabber. So when it's always jibber jabber and it's a whole bunch of talk, that means he's running game. They probably taking our money, doing bullshit. Like I work, I go to work and pay my rent. I don't want them stealing my money, but I have no way of knowing. It's like we give our money to them and they could take out $25 a week if they wanted to. They could take out $50 if they wanted to. Every time I ask for like the bank account statements and what's in our savings and what's in our checking, we should be able to know that and have access. I go to the bank to deposit, but I never can get the balance of what's in there. I have to always go through these guys to ask them, and I think they playing. I think they playing with our money. They could take out $50 and put it in their pocket. I would never know. I would never know. And then I have to be available for, and I'm not bashing this company because this business has been going on for a very long time. This place has been around since like the 80s. I think they started this in like the 70s. So this place has been around. It's always been ran the same. So they know what they're doing, their business model. But I'm tired. You know, people come and go here. This is not like a long staying place, but you can stay here as long as you need to. But this is not long term for most people. Some people come in here, stay a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. Some people come here and stay for years, but this ain't a place that I see staying for years. I'm grateful to have the opportunity, but I feel like I'll be more free in my car, and I'll be more free when I can save $800 a month. It's too stressful. It's too much. I'm over it. It's too much stress. I could stay here if it wasn't so stressful. You know, if it wasn't stressful and I wasn't paying them $800 a month and I don't know exactly like where our money is going, you know, we got a problem. Some shelters here, you give them your money, order weekly or whatever, and they put it aside for you when you move out. I was in a shelter once and that happened for us, but when I went back into the shelter again, they didn't do the money order stuff anymore. They have you working for free. Yeah, I'm working for free. And I'm the oldest person in the house, like saying I've been the one in this house the longest. And I have to coach the house along. Like we have meetings and everybody's not on the same page. You have people here from all different walks of life. White women, black women, all cultures of people that you have to learn how to get along with. And, you know, mainly it's black and white. It's more white than black. So Um, Nothing wrong with the culture thing, but you living with people in transitional housing of other cultures, other races, people are different, you know. So, but now it's just me and the girl, and I'm gonna let her know tonight that I'm moving out, and I'll put my stuff in the storage in the shed, and every couple days I'll come back to get it, and I'm just not. I can save my money. Like the fact that I think these men, the guys that are over the house, the overseers, I believe that they take our money out of our accounts because we have no way of keeping track of certain things. And then when we have our meeting on Mondays, we pay our rent and then I take it to the bank or whatever. Then we have a meeting every month that all the houses get together and we have another meeting every month. So it's like I feel like these people are robbing us. Like they take money out of our accounts and we really just don't know it because every time I ask you for the balances that are in the accounts, you never give me a straight answer. It's always like, I said, no, just give me the numbers. What are the numbers? He never can give me the numbers. They're making you like a kid. Yeah, a case manager, and I'm not. Like I can see it. Okay, my rent is $800 a month. Everybody's rent is $800 right now, right? The rent actually went up because we was paying $180 a week. Now we got to pay $200, and that's not the reason why I'm moving out. There's no incentive for me to want to do a great job here. Like I'm not. They're not paying me. They're not saying, you know what, your rent will be $450 a month, and then you could just manage the house. Okay. But for me paying $800, I'm paying the same rent as everybody else here, and you want me to oversee this dump? The girls be coming in high, like all types of situations and stuff like that. I'm not being responsible for that. I don't want to. I stay in my car and keep my $800 in my pocket, girl. Shoot. I probably go to the movies. Take myself out to a dinner by the end of the month. No, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not doing it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. I told the girl because she used to text me like, "Oh, I'm not coming home tonight." I'm like, I don't care. I don't care what you want me to do. Now, in a different type of house, if the house was filled up with a lot of girls, some girls are always like, "Where were you? What are you doing?" I understand a lot of the girls are addicts and stuff, and I don't want to be responsible for no grown woman. I'm only responsible for myself. I have a lot of things in my life that I'm trying to iron out, a lot of things within my family unit that I need to fix, right? So I don't have the mind space to be worrying about who stayed out last night. Sis, I don't care. As long as you don't come in my room, and as long as you don't come in this house high on drugs, I don't care what you do. You can stay out for 4 days in a row. You're not in my face, I'm not worrying about you. But some people take they take this house to they love drama. It's girls in other houses that's so dramatized. And I said, you know what? I'm cool. I'll take my little $800 somewhere else. I'm cool. It's just so stressful. And me going back to my car, I'm not saying that stress is going to go away. But at least I'll be at peace in my own little space. I just go back out into nature, walk, go in parks, do my thing. I can make days of taking hiking trips, and I can plan to do stuff because if I don't have to pay the rent here no more, I'm not going to. I'll just turn into the nature girl that I always intended to be. Find out somewhere I could put a tent up. Find out somewhere I can pitch a tent. Too much drama. Yeah, I'm over it. I could take my $800 and save it, honey. Take my little $800 and save it. No, I didn't plan on coming here moving out, but yeah, after the whole thing with the money, every time I ask about the bank accounts and stuff, they being flaky. They not really wanting to answer me. I don't got time for that BS. I think they taking our money. You shaving a little $20, $30 off the top, put it in your pocket. I'm not playing the BS games no more. I'm just not. So I'm going to let my roommate know today I'm leaving. And I'm actually excited about the journey. It's summertime. Anybody could survive out here. It does get hot. But 414. I got this app that I have that pop up with apartments and stuff like that. So, I mean, I have some things that I have that's being worked on for me for housing. So, I'm praying over the next couple of weeks or the next couple of months that I will get this phone call that I've been looking for and say, hey, you can move in over here. So, this opportunity is good for me because I can save money. Yeah, it's going to be a little uncomfortable. Yeah, I'm not going to always want to be in my car. But the freedom that I can have and not have to worry about coming here giving $800 to this place. I'm not talking bad about the place, but I think there's a lot of things about this place that they're wickedly doing underhandedly. And there's too much drama. Like living in these type of houses are like reality TV shows. Y'all know Basketball Wives. The women used to jump across the table and fight each other, and women be so vindictive and they hate each other. Like women are so mean to each other. And this is the type of stuff that you deal with in these houses. Luckily, y'all know I've been in this house predominantly for the last couple of months, damn near by myself. The last lady that was living here, the older lady that had to leave, she was a mess. She was a mess. Just all types of personalities. The women are so mean and nasty. We are all in transition in our lives, whether they're recovering from drugs and alcohol, or my situation was me being homeless. I found a way to get in, so I'm making sure when I leave here that I'm gonna make sure I pay my portion, so they don't be like, oh, she left and she owed us money. I'm not gonna ever say I don't need this place again, but right now I just want out. And I have to weigh my options, so now I can't make my coffee anymore. That really makes me angry, but I gotta do what I gotta do, man. I don't want to leave here, but I gotta save my money. I'm gonna be a little uncomfortable, because all I'm thinking about is all I have to do is go to sleep every night, right? I take a nap, go to sleep. I don't have to live in the house to sleep. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to live in a house to go to sleep at night. I could sleep in my car like I did before and be just fine. I'm just tired, I'm overwhelmingly tired of what I created of my life. Like I did this to myself, so I don't sit around and it is what it is. I want to save money. It's really a money thing. I want to keep my 800 in my bank account. Hopefully everything will turn out okay. It will. You already been through enough. Pray for it. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I pray to God every morning. I pray to God for safety and just everything I'm going through. It's still a lot. I'm still carrying a lot on my shoulders. But the ending results will be okay. I know it will, because I trust in God, and I know that I'm making a wise choice. When it comes to money, money's not just, you're not just going to wake up and see money in your front yard. So you got to go get the money. You got to get the money. What happened to the one with the child? Oh, they've been going. They left months ago. They moved to another house. They're still in the company, but they went to another house, which was fine. I was happy to see them leave. So, but the house is dead. Can't get the girls in, and they kind of look at me like I'm doing something wrong if I'm not getting the girls in. I mean, I literally be at work, and I would get phone calls from girls saying, hey, I'm looking for a bed in transitional housing. You have any beds open? So they think I'm going to pause my work schedule and start talking to a girl about moving in. And then sometimes when you get the interviews and the girls getting in, half the girls are not working. So if you're not working and you don't have any money, how you going to come here and help with the house? Like, you have to have money in your pocket. So it's too much. Like, I feel like I'm a caseworker. And I'm not getting paid for it. It's too much. I'd rather keep my $800 and not have to worry about getting these weird phone calls. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not acting like I'm not grateful. I'm very grateful for the opportunity and stuff, but I got to do what I have to do for me. Maybe I can make my coffee. Maybe I can make my coffee in the car, but I got to see if this coffee will work for my coffee filter. So let me see. Let me see. So guys, this is my Jackery. This is what I use in my car for power, right? I probably should invest in getting me a bigger one, But that's what I use. But let me see if this gonna work with my coffee. Because if it do, it's ball game. If I can make coffee every morning and I don't have to go to Wawa anymore to buy it, it's ball game. So let's see if it works. Because sometimes these don't work in certain things. So let me see. Let me see if this will work with coffee. I don't know. Oh, it do work. Oh no, it don't work. Yeah, it's not working. It won't work in the coffee pot. So I'm gonna have to yeah, it won't. I probably have to get a bigger one. And that's okay. It's least of my problems. It is what it is. But this is my Jackery. This is what I used in my car before when I stayed in my car before. This is for power. I only really use it to power my phone and my tablet, my iPad, my tablet, whatever. So I use this, but I wanted to get a bigger one, which I probably still will get me a bigger one. But I think in this process of me going back to my car, saving money, I feel like that phone call is going to come and say, hey, we found a place for you. You could come move in. So I have programs and caseworkers and stuff that I'm working with to help me. But I just feel like it's time for me to go because I need to save some money. And that's it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with my decision. So, you know, it is what it is. So this is my little Jackery. This is the mini one. This is the smallest one that they have. But I had this for a couple years. I always kept this in my car. And yeah. And this is the Jackery. This is the charger. Y'all, I'm going through so much. It's so much happening. I can't even tell y'all everything because, you know, you can't tell all your tea. But it's a lot happening in my life, y'all, and it's crazy. But one day, I continue to say that one day I'm going to sit back and say, oh, I remember that time. I remember when I was going through this. And look at me now. I got a house. Or look at me now. I'm in a condo. It's going to come. It's coming, y'all. Don't play with me. It's on the way. It's on the way. Good morning. Well, good afternoon. Can you imagine? Just think of this. They're trying to make it legal for people to work till they're 67 years old. Child. Oh, God. I don't even want to think about it. That's insane. They don't care about humans, you know. That's a nice one. The Jackery. Yeah, it's a Jackery, but it's a mini Jackery. It's small. But it still works for me, you know. It still works. They trying to wait till people work. It's a mess. I know what you mean. I just recently retired. I retired early. Well, congratulations. Are you doing anything on your retirement? Are you just chilling now? Are you doing any kind of traveling? Or are you just kind of digging your feet in and just getting home and really relaxing? I pray that I make it to retirement one day. I pray that I make it, you know. And I will. I will. That's why I try to keep myself up. And the good thing about me being back on the road is I have access to parks. Like I can go back to these parks and really just go camping and go hiking again. And I can also make some food. Like I got my little frying pan. I'm gonna have all my stuff set up. You know, I'm gonna get my little olive oil. And whenever I get tired of eating burgers or something, you know, stuff in the grocery store, I can, you know, because one thing about me was I'm a cooker and I cooked some food last night, but I'm a cooker and I like to have a home cooked meal, but I got to sacrifice and do what I have to do. There's tons of homeless people that have channels that make food out in the woods, in their tent or whatever, and they do it. Is it fully charged? Yeah, it's fully charged. I just charged it this morning. Because one thing I don't like is something that's not fully charged. I have this, like, phobia about my phone not being fully charged. Like, I just don't like something that's not fully charged. I just feel weird. Like, I feel like, oh, my God, if there's an emergency going on, I need to have access to, I need to have access to my phone. So I always keep that charger, like that Jackery charged in my car. So I have a phobia about, I see the car. Yeah, that's where I'm going to be, right back in the red car, honey. I don't know. I might leave. I'm going to leave tonight and start putting some stuff in my storage. Like I told y'all before, I told y'all when I came here that this was not going to be, this was going to be temporary. And I thought temporary would mean I would come and go, like, you know, find me a place. But things just don't happen the way we always think they will. So I don't feel no type of way. I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna find me somewhere I could build a tent in the woods. I'm taking y'all for the journey. I'm not scared. I like the idea of living off grid and van or a reality camper, a mobile home. I just don't want to do it alone. If I had a partner or a friend, and see, I'm fine. I don't have a partner or a friend, so I'm okay by myself. Like, I'm not saying that I'm the type of woman that say I don't need somebody, because I believe that people are stronger in numbers, and that is a fact. Because what's going on in this house right here is me and one girl, and we are stronger in numbers. But the sad part is, when people get together in numbers, that's when people start fighting, and that's when people start being jealous, and that's when people say, oh, she's pretty and I'm not as pretty as her, and her hair is long and she got beautiful skin. Like, girls, women will literally hate on you because you might be fit, you might be in shape, and this girl's overweight. Like, they hate you for just whatever. So I don't bother with people. I just do my own thing. I'm an introvert anyway, so it's easier for me to be alone. And I'm not saying I want to be alone, but this is how my life is right now, I know some of it. I remember I really been in the background falling. Oh, really? Yeah, I've been through a lot. And I just share my journey. I share some journeys. Some journeys I shared and I stopped sharing. And some things I share and I won't share again. So I just kind of share what I want to. And I was able to monetize. So I do get paid, but you don't get paid a lot of money on YouTube unless you do crazy stuff, Is it charging your tablet? I don't know why it's not working for coffee. Yeah, it won't work. I probably have to get a bigger coffee. I probably might have to get a bigger Jackery, but I'm not worrying about the coffee thing right now. I need to cut down on coffee anyway. So I go back to my car. This would be a good thing because I've been eating a lot of coffee creamer and I want to cut down on that. So this would be another journey for me. But the good thing is, the journey is I'll be able to save $800 a month. Like, why wouldn't I do that? I'm just tired of managing. I feel like I manage this house and I'm not a manager. I'm not a property manager. I don't come and get the rent. Like, I shouldn't have to do this, but that's how they run it. That's their business model. So who am I to come in and say, oh, I'm not comfortable with this? They're going to be looking at me like, you're not comfortable? Okay, but the rent still need to be paid. And I understand, but this house is not doing good because there's only 2 girls here. And now when I leave, it's only going to be 1. That girl, she gonna be mad because I'm gonna tell her today. I said, girl, I'm moving out. She gonna be like, oh no. I'm like, girl, I'm out of here. I can't do it no more. I'm stressed. I got enough stress going on. I got stuff within my own personal family, things that I battle within me. I got stuff going on at work. Like, I carry a lot. I carry a lot of stress. And I'm not even going to say stress. A lot of darkness is following me. A lot of things are trying to attach themselves to me and be like, I pray every day and I tap in with God and I ask God, please, Lord, keep me sane. Keep my mind from slipping. Keep my mind from slipping. You know what I'm saying? Keep my mind from slipping. Because this world is crazy. But I'd rather keep $800 in my pocket. I have people in my life that have more money than me, but ask me for money. Oh, wow. And it's been like that for years. We just talking about friends. There ain't nobody that I could ask for anything. Like, my family, I've never been the type of person to ask nobody for nothing anyway. Because I always, like, even before this, before I had 2 jobs. Like, I had 2 jobs. I was making good money and I was doing okay for myself. And I always had a car. Like, I always made my way. Just messed up the last year or so. That's how I got in this situation. So I don't sit up here like I'm some perfect, pristine type of woman. Listen, we all make mistakes. We all do dumb stuff, right? There's nobody in this world that could say, oh, I haven't made not one mistake and I haven't ever done anything wrong. Some people make mistakes, but if you find yourself continuously making the same mistake, well, there's a problem, right? I made mistakes in my life. I got in trouble when I was a juvenile, got in trouble. And then I got in trouble once when I was an adult. Got myself together. I'm not perfect. I don't sit up here and protest like I live some perfect, pristine life. But we live in such dangerous and dark times that you can't trust nobody. You can't trust nobody. All the stories I hear about homeless people on the streets, I mean, when I say homeless people on the streets, I'm talking about homeless people that actually be out there laying on sidewalks and stuff. Those type of people that be homeless, and it breaks my heart. So when I see young people out here homeless, getting out of high school and they're homeless and don't know a way, one thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna find a way. I'm gonna find a way. I told somebody, I said, listen, young boy, oh, I can't find a job. I can't find a job. I said, listen, you could be homeless. If you're homeless and you have a car and you have a job, you're gonna be all right. As long as you got some money. But if you ain't got no money, it's a different story. My grandpa almost caught me farting on her brand new leather couch. People with their stupid. You could do it. Yeah, I could cook. I just have to find a place to cook food. And when you're doing van life and stuff, you don't really have a place to like have a refrigerator or anything like that. So that's about the only thing that would make me angry, is just not having access to a refrigerator and stuff like that. You're in your 50s. You can still work out in your 50s. You could definitely still work out. Yeah, people in your life that have money and they still ask you for money. I don't ever ask anybody for anything. After my family started treating me kind of messy when I lost what I lost, I don't bother with people no more. But y'all, I'm about to get off this thing here. So I will stay in contact with y'all, let y'all know the journey, and let y'all know what's going to happen and what has happened, what has perspired. But the crazy thing is I'm going back to work tomorrow, so I got to kind of figure it out. But thank you, Denise. You're back. How you doing? But I'm going to go, y'all. But I'll stay in contact with y'all. Who knows? I might make a decision to stay here. I might make a decision to leave. So y'all going to know, okay? Just stay tuned. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Bye, Miss Green.